Daniel was taken into Babylonian captivity along with other young men of Israel. These young men were chosen for their intelligence and potential to serve in the royal palace of King Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel and his friends were offered the king's rich food and wine, but Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal delicacies. He requested permission to eat only vegetables and drink water. After 10 days, they appeared healthier and better nourished than those who ate the king's food. God granted Daniel and his friends knowledge, skill in learning, and wisdom, and Daniel also received the gift of interpreting dreams and visions. When the king examined Daniel and his friends, he found them 10 times better in wisdom and understanding than all the magicians and enchanters in his kingdom. Thus, Daniel came into favor with the king and served in his court. Later, King Nebuchadnezzar set up a golden image and commanded everyone to bow down and worship it. Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, refused to obey this command, declaring their allegiance only to their God. They were thrown into a blazing furnace, but God protected them, and they emerged unscathed. This miraculous deliverance led Nebuchadnezzar to praise their God. With Daniel's rise to a high position in King Darius's kingdom, jealousy brewed among the other officials. Unable to find any fault in Daniel, they plotted against him by exploiting his faith. They convinced the king to issue a decree that for 30 days, no one could pray to any god or human except the king, knowing Daniel would not comply. True to his faith, Daniel continued praying 3 times a day with his windows open towards Jerusalem. His actions were reported to the king, and despite his respect for Daniel, Darius was bound by law to punish him. Thus, Daniel was thrown into the lion's den. A stone was placed over the entrance to the den, and the king sealed it with his signet ring.
That night, King Darius could not eat or sleep, troubled by Daniel's fate. At dawn, he rushed to the den and called out to Daniel, hoping for a miracle. To his relief, Daniel responded, explaining that God had sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths. Daniel was unharmed because he was found innocent in God's sight and had committed no wrong against the king. Darius ordered Daniel to be lifted out of the den. The men who had falsely accused Daniel, along with their families, were thrown into the lion's den. They were overpowered and crushed by the lions before reaching the floor of the den. In response to this miracle, King Darius issued a decree to all peoples, nations, and languages in his kingdom, commanding everyone to fear and reverence the God of Daniel, acknowledging him as the living God whose kingdom will not be destroyed. Daniel prospered during the reigns of Darius and Cyrus the Persian. His unwavering faith in God's deliverance continued to inspire many, and his story became a testament to the power of faith and God's protection.